All right, folks, this is Dave Wood. I am live. Hilarious story I've actually got for you tonight. For you, those of you who are watching on here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to kind of wait a minute. I got to send out a text, just let everybody know that we are live. And what I'm going to do tonight is actually a little bit different. I wanted to take some time and talk to you guys just about the story of really how I started making a lot of money on the internet blogging, and also kind of the shift and the change that we're creating in the marketplace with, of course, the launch of the Blog Beast, which is the EN version 2 and Power Network version 2 that we've been working on actually for over a year. And I'm excited about tonight. I'm excited because I get an opportunity to walk you through a bit of a process from where you are to where you want to be in your business, whether it's making more money, generating more leads, recruiting more people, creating a different kind of result in your business. I just want to let you know that I appreciate you for being on here. I appreciate you for taking a little bit of time. And just give me 1 minute here to send out this text message. So I'm going to hang out, those of you who are just popping on the stream, and give me a second. Hold on a sec. Guys, we'll be back in a minute for those of you who are just popping on. Hold on just 1 second. If you're okay. All right, hold on 1 second, folks. I always have the most hilarious problems with these live streams. And tonight is the most hilarious of all the stories. I actually had to jump out of a taxi and run. Okay, text message is out. All right, guys, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna get started. And once again, I apologize for starting late. Alrighty then. All right, let me make sure this page is. Let me make sure this page is loaded. This page is good. Hold on just a second, folks. Waiting. Hold on just 1 sec. All right. How I started making. Hold on, the tech guy's getting back to me. Okay, cool. We're scaling up the servers. We overloaded the massive server infrastructure that we have. I'm going to tell you guys about that infrastructure here in a second too. Our site is getting an unbelievable amount of traffic right now, and not just right now for the live stream. It's getting an unbelievable amount of traffic just overall across all of Empower Network. But let me talk to you about just my story. A lot of you guys are new either to Empower Network. A lot of you guys are new to the internet, and you've never really ran into me before. I'm a little bit of a different marketer. I've had different struggles. I've had different victories, and I build the business differently. And I actually think that it's a better way. I think what we do is a better way. I think that we've accomplished better results. I think that we've helped more people, and I think that it has better intentions. One thing that I learned. Hold on, tech guys messaging me again. We're checking everything. all right. So wait, hold on a second. Let me message him. Make sure we're on live. We're live. Then. Hold on, just 1 second, folks. Text guy panicking. All right. Cool. We are live then. So I know that I can just do my thing, which is to start talking. So hilarious story tonight. Before I get there. I had to come to a hotel tonight because I was getting high-speed internet installed in my house in Costa Rica. They promised me they'd be there yesterday. They promised me again that they would be here today. And about an hour before the live stream, they still weren't there. And so I left my security guards in the house, popped in a car, and I started scurrying to drive down to the Intercontinental Hotel, which is really like a mile away from my house, and normally you could get there in about a minute and a half. Well, there was back-to-back traffic all the way from my house all the way down to the Intercontinental Hotel in San Jose, which has the fastest internet in San Jose, and I always use it if there's some sort of a problem. I just moved into a new house, and so it's a little bit complicated. But I was driving down in my car to get to the Intercontinental Hotel thinking that I'd get there in a minute and a half, and I'd be able to be here with you guys on time. And then we just ran into traffic. And so I actually sat in the car for almost an entire hour trying to figure out how to get around back roads, and there was really nowhere we could go. I was sort of just like trapped and stuck in one spot. I don't know if you've ever been stuck in one spot in life before, but being stuck sucks. So here's what I did. I jumped out of the car, grabbed my bags, and in the middle of rain, and I'm actually dried off a little bit because I've been trying to get on the live stream and run up here and been checking into the hotel. I actually ran about a block in the middle of traffic in between cars with my computer over a handbag just to get on the live stream. And so, here I am. You can't be too mad at me for that, just because of the amount of effort I put in to actually get here on time, running through traffic with people honking at me and police screaming and stuff like that. It was highly entertaining. So what I want to do is I want to talk to you about blogging tonight. I want to talk to you not just about blogging, though. I want to talk to you about making money doing it. And I want to talk about building a business while having a life at the same time. Basically what I want to do is I'm here to serve you tonight. I'm here to help you get different results in your online marketing. I'm here to help you get different results in your blogging. I'm here to help you learn how to make more money, because my story goes something like this. Back in 2009, I was living in a van. It was a green 1996 Dodge Caravan, had paint peeling off, had rusted tires, and I was over on the north shore of Oahu, Hawaii. Sometime I'd parked down in Waikiki, and I worked at Greenpeace. I was one of those guys, if you could think about it, I don't know if you've ever seen them, that wears a blue shirt. Greenpeace actually wears blue shirts. It says Greenpeace on it, and it's blue for some strange reason. I always thought that was funny. And I used to stand on street corners, and I'd hit people up and talk to them about the environment and saving the polar bears and global warming and economic problems caused by global warming and stuff like this. And basically what I was doing was I was hitting people up for a donation, because whenever they'd give Greenpeace a donation, I actually earned a commission. So that's how I earned my living. And of course it wasn't much of a living because I lived in a van, you know what I mean? So I wasn't making a lot of money, and I could actually barely afford gas money and money for food, and I was struggling big time. Well, in 2009, sometime in midsummer, I got fired from that job at Greenpeace. What had happened was the office, it's hilarious because it's an environmental organization, but Greenpeace actually runs more like, I don't know, like the mafia or something, and or like a corporation. It's more like corporate America than it is an environmental organization. Really hilarious group of people. The difference is, of course, rather than like being in a suit in the meeting and talking about boiler room sales tactics and Greenpeace, most of the people in there are smoking pot in the meetings and then talking about boiler room sales tactics. Other than that, it's exactly the same as corporate America. So I worked there, and of course I was one of the guys that didn't smoke pot. I know what you're thinking, and I know what it looks like, but promise. And nobody in the office was producing any sales but me, because I just had this weird ability to get people to buy stuff. I had this weird ability ever since I was younger to present something in a way that really is oriented towards what you want to really help. So anyways, I was producing sales in the office. None of the rest of the office was, so Greenpeace was actually losing money from Hawaii. And they sent in one of the corporate guys to come and lay everybody off. So I actually got fired from Greenpeace for being late, even though I was the only one producing from the office. Because of course I couldn't show up on time. I mean, hey, I was just 15 minutes late again tonight, and I got fired from Greenpeace for being late, and then I had no job. So I was broke. I was homeless, married, no money, right? And then I just got down to zero. I was to a point where, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like this where it seems like life is attacking you. You know what I mean? I actually remember back in 2009 when I was at this point where I had to make a decision. I just had to decide something new. And I remember got fired from my job at Greenpeace. Then the police woke me up in the middle of the night, wrote me a ticket. And then I like had no food left, right? And then I was walking down the road, and a bee flew right into my eye and stung my eye. And when that bee hit my eye, I was like, that's it, the universe is attacking me or something. I've got to make a change, right? It's hilarious that story is. I've never told that, but it's true, and I just thought it was the funniest thing ever now looking back at it. And I made a change. I made a decision that I am going to create different results in my life now. And so I started looking for a business to start. Well, pulled out a laptop, was going to Safeway and tapping into their internet down in Hawaii, and found a business to get involved with online and a product that I could market and sell. Borrowed money I didn't have to get started in it, to just make a decision and get started. And started blogging. This is back in 2009, and I started blogging because I ran across a book called something like Homeless Man Marketing. And I thought, you know, hey, here I am, homeless. I was searching on Google for how to make money as a homeless man on the internet. And I ran across a book. It was called Homeless Marketing or something. And it was a really rudimentary, simplistic book about this guy's story and how he was making money blogging, right? And in this book, this guy lived in a car, and I lived in a car. So I was like, hey, you know, like we should be best friends and give each other a hug and stuff like that. You know, this is like my boy. Well, he was making about $3,000 a month, you know, blogging time, selling random info products, ebooks, things like that, and making little weenie commissions, things like that. And I looked at that, and I said, if this dumb idiot can make $3,000 a month blogging, I'm going to be rich. Now I am. Well, so I start doing that. I start blogging on the internet, right? And ran into a massive amount of problems. I had to learn to set up WordPress. You know, WordPress actually is kind of short for like pain in my ass if you don't know anything about technology. Tech people love it. Nobody else does. But I had to learn to set up WordPress, right? Because of course, you know, if you go blog on the main site, WordPress, you know, .com, they don't really like marketers. They like people to just sort of talk about flowers and, you know, hanging out and stuff. I mean, it's just the way that a lot of the big sites are. So they don't really like people who are out there doing affiliate marketing. And, you know, tried to set up a site there, and then it wasn't working out. So I had to learn how to set up my own website. Well, I spent like 100 hours just like digging through like lines of code trying to figure out how to like move a banner around an inch to the left, and trying to learn how to get a capture page set up, and then trying to learn how to make my first blog post. It would take like 8 seconds to post and the site wouldn't load. It was a lot of pain. It was a lot of energy. It was a lot of effort, but I didn't have anything else to do because I was homeless, right? What I would have given to just be set up instantly back in 2009 after going through that would have been about like my left arm is how much it would have been worth to me. It took me so much time and so much energy. Almost all my time was wasted for 90 days, right? I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but it was a big deal back in, you know, that's when I got started. But I got started. I got my site up, and it was ugly. It was like, you know, like a booger you'd picked out of your nose and just kind of wiped on the computer. That's how ugly it was. The thing is, though, yes, I did just stick my finger in my nose, is that thing worked. You know, I went in the next 90 days from zero, right, having nothing, living in a van. I graduated from the van, and I asked my parents if I could borrow money and go live in the house so I could blog on the internet. And I went up to my house up in Fairbanks, Alaska, off borrowed money that I didn't have, and started to work all day and night because it's all I had. I had nothing. And from that, with a crappy website, taken forever to set it up, and that was most of my time actually, 3 months later, I was sitting in a tie-dye hippie shirt in my parents' house in a spare office, talking to an audience that I had built like this, blogging, right, what we do. And that night, I made more money that night than I had made ever in my entire life in 3 months. So I went from broke Now, granted, I wasn't the richest person in the world, so I'm not talking about 30,000 a night or something like that. I wasn't a six-figure earner ever in anything. I mean, the most money I had ever made in my life in a month, I think, was $3,000 or something like that. That night, I made like $12,500. Now, I'm just going to start like this. I ain't promising you're going to make shit, right? If you want to make money and you want to get results and you want to create more life in your business and you want to sell more stuff, right? It sometimes is brutal and you actually got to work. And we actually disclose average earnings on our site. So you can actually scroll down and click on income disclosure, open a new page, and you can actually see the average earnings of everybody in our whole network, right? On what the average people are. Because a lot of times people ask that. We like to be honest. We actually calculate them based off of our affiliate database, and then we report live averages on the site. But that's what I did, and this is in a different business, right? And then that week I ended up making $25,000, right? Then here's the interesting thing. To my knowledge now, I don't really pay attention anymore to how much money I'm either making or not making. But to my knowledge that I'm aware, okay, so I'm not going to quote exactly in case anybody ever like looks it up and finds that 1 week I made less, but to my awareness, I've actually never made less than $5,000 in a week since that time. So I went from never making more in my life than $3,000 a month to being homeless to blogging, taking forever and all my time to set it up and not even really knowing what I was doing, but I had a gift, to 90 days making more every week than I ever had made previously in a month, right? And now my best month ever earning commissions using this. And I have never done paid ads, ever. We do them, but we have other people manage them because I'm just awful, right? I'm like the worst in the world. I've never done paid ads. I've now built a team of close to 200,000 people. We've now done, just in Empower Network, we've done something like $70-something million in sales in the last 2 years. We are doing anywhere from 1.3 to 1.8 to 2 million, somewhere around there, in sales per week. Now, that's not my income, but that's how much sales we're doing. I live in Costa Rica in a gigantic house. It's just such a blessing to be around. I've got a full-time chef, a full-time lady that cleans my house, full-time security that drives me around. He was actually driving me down here and about had a heart attack when I jumped out of a car and started running between traffic to get to the live stream today. And I get to travel the world. I get to impact people. I get to speak at events. I get to reach out and to inspire people. I get to share my story with the world. I get to provide these resources to you so that you can get a result 10 times faster, right? So this is what happens. So I get started and I'm making money, and then I'm the only one. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you guys could connect with that. I don't know if you can relate to that. But sometimes when you're a leader, you know, after you're making money for a long time, your heart goes out to the people in your organization. Your heart goes out to the team. Hold on a second. Grabbing a Monster, I'm in no way endorsing them or related or making money from Monster. I'm just giving that little disclaimer. I'm just thirsty, it's late, and I need caffeine, right? Because I exhausted all my energy running here. So I had a heart for the people. You know what I mean? To me, people are everything. Everything. I cannot do what I do without good people. Because I'm good at like 2 things and I suck at 8 million. You know, I'm one of those guys. Like most of us are like that, but we don't admit it. We try to be good at everything. But like years ago, I just kind of gave up and I said, I'm not organized. I look funny. I don't know how to dress, and I'm really good at selling stuff. Right? Well, in any case, to me, people are everything. To me, you watching this, you're everything. You are everything to me. I appreciate my list. I appreciate our affiliates. I appreciate my developer who I just sent a text to trying to get this live stream up on the internet, and I wasn't able to do it because I was like panicked and like trying to get on time. It had just ran like a block, right? And I appreciate you, Casey. Thank you for doing what you do. Hold on, somebody's texting me right now. Oh, sweet. We're adding the servers as we speak, getting absolutely crushed. No one can get on. Yeah, we're adding servers. Hey, I love things like this. You know what I mean? Oh, I just love it. Anyways, uh, you know, I appreciate the people around me. I appreciate you. I appreciate the people that are behind the technology that we've built. I appreciate the people that run our company. I appreciate the people in the rooms that I speak in front of. I appreciate those of you who have been extremely patient in getting onto this live stream that actually crashed a site that's ran by 50 servers or something like that. I appreciate you, right? I appreciate you. I believe in you. I think that you can do amazing things. And so for me, when I was making money and my team was not able to do it, my heart went out to them. And this went on for about 2 years of marketing where I was succeeding and I was trying to figure out every day, how can I help you make the money you want in your business, right? Without having to go through the pain that I went through. How can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I lift you up in your business? How can I help you to do things that you've never done before? How can I help you create a transformation in your life and your business to where you can travel the world and you can pop on an airplane and head to Cancun when you want, to where you can live in the house of your dreams, to where you can do what you've always wanted to do but have never had the time and resources to do. That became my dream because I had the money. I was making more than I could spend. I was impacting people. I thought I was, you know. So one day I was walking through the mountains, right, and I had kind of given up. I was in a place where I had lost motivation and just didn't feel like doing anything anymore because for me, you are everything. And I didn't market for like a month. And I just thought all day, how can I help people get the results that they want now in their business? And then I had this idea download into my head, right, to start this company, Empower Network, that you're watching this on right now. I had an idea to start this vision. I had an idea to create this blogging platform. I had this idea to create our sales model. I had this idea to create our upsell funnel. And the original goal of Empower Network was to do two things. Number one, to create products that empower people to create change in their life and their businesses, to make more money in their life and businesses, no matter what it is that they do. And that was the core message, to empower people. And number two was to empower our affiliates, right? People who want to sell our stuff and make more money, people who want to get a big result as affiliates. My goal was to empower both people to get extraordinary results and to do it in a way to where grandma could do it, to do it in a way to where a new person could do it, to do it in a way to where you didn't have to go through 3 months of sitting in front of a computer all day until your eyes were bleeding from pain, to do it in a way that can change your life and your business. And all of it came at once. It was like one of those moments of inspiration where you're thinking, you're meditating, you're praying, and it's like a burst of energy appears in your mind with a new idea and you make a new decision. It's like I can't explain it other than that. Actually, that's the best explanation I've got. I could tell you some crazy stories about decisions that I've made like that have led to different changes, but really it was one moment in an instant I made a new decision about what I was going to do with my life. And from that day, my vision became Empower Network. And you say, what's Empower Network really about? Empower Network is Empower Network. Empower Network is here to create change in your life and your business. Empower Network is here to lift you up, to empower you to do things that you've never been able to do. Well, we created this blogging platform, and all of a sudden you could get set up instantly. All of a sudden you could just create change in your business immediately. All of a sudden you could get online, you could start blogging in 5 minutes. However, it still wasn't the vision, right? It still was a little too complicated. It still took a little too much time to set up. It still wasn't as easy to use as Facebook, and that was because we were using old technology. We were utilizing technology that was built by people for a different reason. See, if you look out there online, guys, and this is what I really want you to understand just about building a business on the internet,
is you go on, something like Facebook, Twitter, you're set up instantly, you're out there and you're promoting your stuff, but those sites are not there to make money. The purpose of those sites is to attract people to be on them, right? And then to make a profit for Facebook or for Google or for whatever the site is. The purpose of those sites are not to help you run a business on the internet. That's not what they're there for, right? That's not really what WordPress is there for. WordPress is there so developers can make any kind of site that they want, but for a normal person who doesn't want to make any site that they want their site to do the 2 or 3 things that they want it there for, and they want to be set up instantly and quickly and to get a profit now. For those people, it's awful, right? It just is awful, unless you're a developer, unless you know PHP code, unless you know how to screw with graphic design, right? Not everybody does. So I wanted something to where people could do what I had done with my business, but removing the obstacles. So you could just get started, so you could just pull out your credit card and you could buy and be set up faster than grandma cooks a pancake, as we've said in our launch videos. Well, that led to the evolution and the idea that I originally had back in right after we launched, to create our own blogging platform that was just as easy to use as Facebook and could get set up actually faster than you set up a Facebook account, to where we could remove the cognitive and the social resistance that exists to just getting started in a business, to just making a decision and just getting set up instantly, and so you can focus on getting into profit now in your business, right? And that's what we started to brainstorm. So a little over a year ago, after we had proven our model, after we had proven that we can pay people commissions on time every week, after we had proven that we can continue our sales, after we had proven that we could help people make a lot of money, after we had proven that our products create results, after we had proven that people can make money now with our platform, after we had proven that already, after we had proven our success already, after we had proven the virtue behind our model, after we had had events with thousands of people, we said, okay, it's time. So we got together with some designers, with some interface people, and we just basically made them sign an NDA. We just started kind of sharing ideas back and forth. And over the next 3 or 4 months, Dave Sharp, myself, and some development teams put our heads together, and we outlined the platform that you're on right now. Right, which is, actually Empower Network, ENV2 is the working title of the project, but, for the launch we called it the Blog Beast, just because we thought that was hilarious. What this is really about, though, is not about a launch. It's not about just putting a product out there in the marketplace that people buy. It's not about selling another random piece of software. Over the next year, after doing that design work, over the next year, we invested, I believe, somewhere around the neighborhood of $3 million developing the infrastructure for this technology, and a lot of man hours and a lot of resources and a lot of people. And we did that without even increasing the price on our existing product. We did that without even charging people more for getting 10 times the features and benefits. We did that because we believe that not only should we have the best product, we believe we should have the best price. We believe we should have something that's there to create the mission of the company, and the mission of this company is different, because the mission of Empower Network is you sitting in the room listening to the sound of my voice. It's you. I want to empower you to do what you want to do in your life and business. That is my only goal, and it's what I'm here to do. It's why I'm here. It's my purpose. Okay, hold on. I'm getting some messages from the developers here. We're about to double the load we had on launch day. Oh, holy smokes. That's crazy, right? So now, if you have not bought the blogging platform yet, if you're on a blog post, you can click on one of the banners and put your email in. You can buy. It's only $25 a month. We invested $3 million into the technology. If you're in already and you're watching in the live stream area in the back office, I'm going to talk to you guys here in a second as well, a little bit more intimately. I just want to tell you something, that this is something that you can do. Okay, I had an interesting experience actually about about a year and a half ago now, where I was at an event and I met a guy named Justin Varengia who also was a blogger on the internet. Now this is a guy who he had been blogging on the internet for 5 years, never really made a lot of money, could barely afford his rent. He lived in Costa Rica too, and it was really interesting talking to him because he had actually gotten more traffic than me. He had done more videos than me. He had made more blog posts than me. But I was making a lot more money, like doing way less work, like an astronomically amount more. At the time when I met Justin, I was somewhere over $100,000 a month, and it was about 8 months into Empower Network at our Atlanta event. So I was talking to him, and I said, "You live in Costa Rica, dude? Come hang out down at my house." And he came down to my house and and I immediately saw, like in a moment, what he was not doing right in his business. I saw where he needed to change, but I just needed a couple days to kind of get it into him. And really, what he needed was he needed to believe again. He needed to have a heart for his business again. He had been burned out like I was, where he had been down to that space where it's just you don't want to do anything anymore and you crunch inside. But he needed something bigger. And he came down to my house and watched me work for a few days. Well, interesting thing happened to Justin, and you guys know the story. This is actually on the blog. You can actually go watch this video because it's a true story, where he had been just burnt out, frustrated. He saw the difference in how much he worked versus what I worked and wanted to know how to do it. So I hung out with him for a few days. Well, we were down at a waterfall, and we'd gone there with this guy. The video is actually hilarious because there's this dude who like he's this yoga dude, and yoga people, they're just fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like, they're like normal, it seems, but then they like pull out a flower and just like wear it everywhere in a particular part of their hair, or they're just weird. I mean, I'm weird, you know what I mean? But they're weirdos, you know what I'm saying? So this guy, like, he's wearing like normal pants, and then he goes right. I set this camera up. He walks right in front of the video, and he takes these pants off, and he's wearing like this G-string, swimsuit outfit right in front of this camera in this video with Justin V. Well, anyway, we go to this waterfall, and I don't know if you've ever seen riptides, in waterfalls before, where there's a tide that's taking you in a direction that you really don't want to go. But it happens sometimes in the tropics when there's waterfalls and it rains a lot. You get a lot of water coming out of the mountains. It'd been raining for like 10 days straight. And there was a waterfall, and there was a little pool area, and the water went down in the pool, and it pushed against the wall, And I don't know if you've actually ever been pushed against a wall in life before, but the wall was angled like this to where the water would like push against it, and then it could push you underneath the water. It was a really strong current. Well, I was sitting there, I was chatting with Justin's wife, Dee, right? And we were talking actually about how cool Justin is, right? And all of a sudden I realized Justin had been talking to me, but now was not talking to me. And I said, "Where's Justin?" I looked over and I said, "Oh shit," because he was just scrounging underneath the waterfall. You can actually see in this video, you can't really see him, but you can see the splashing. And I said, "You okay?" And I looked in his eyes, and I knew he was not okay. That he was down to his last breath. He'd been struggling for about 45 seconds to breathe. And if you've ever been struggling to breathe in life, 10 seconds is a long time, right? I remember being back in that van and not having money to eat, and a day was a long time. I remember trying to set up my website back in 2009, and a week was an eternity. I couldn't just get set up instantly. So, Justin is he's splashing around, and I went out, and I'm taller. I was taller. I was lifting weights at the time. Now I'm not really lifting weights, but I'm doing martial arts every day and things like that with the Central American MMA champs, because I have private coaches for everything. It's just one of the things I do. I have private dance instructors, private martial arts instructors. I have private Spanish instructors. Si yo hablo español, muchas personas no no saben eso, pero yo hablo español no fluido, pero estudio todos los días. See, I got private instructors for everything, right? So I was lifting weights at the time. I was strong. Justin's smaller than me. So I jumped underneath the water. I grabbed his legs, right, and I yanked him out in his last breath. And the truth is that's who I am, right? Because in my life, I am not perfect, and I do not know everything. And I am not the most righteous man in the world. And I'm not a prophet, and I ain't God. But I fight for people. And I do it all the time, right? And I got him out and almost drowned myself, right? Well, I got out because I was taller and stronger. And he was actually in decent shape. He was just too small, right? I only got out because I was larger. And he got up, and he had a pale look in his face. His face was white. And I knew I had a window, open up to where you could change someone. See, because what people really need to do this is they need a platform. They need training and a system. Okay. They need products to sell. Okay. They need the system going. In other words, they got to have a car, and they got to have fuel in the car, right? But then here's the key: is people won't really take action. Okay. They won't take action unless they believe. They believe. They believe in what they're doing. They believe they can do it, and they believe now is the time. People won't really take action. And so I had a window where sometimes in life you got to reach down inside yourself and realize there's something more on the inside that you never knew was there, right? That you never knew was there. In fact, last few months I went through massive personal struggles. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but I've talked about it before. Talked about it a little bit at last two events. Last 3 months were really interesting for me because I was making more money than I ever made in my life. Was happy and successful, and had a whole bunch of just like craziness pop up, and I had to step inside and find something that I didn't know what I have to get through it. And I did. And a space opened up where I looked at Justin, I looked in his eyes, and I knew whatever I said would sink in. And I looked him in the eyes and I said, Justin, I believe in you. And I believe you can do this now. And now is your time. And just like you almost died, any day might be your last. Put my hand on his shoulder like I'm putting mine on yours right now through the internet. And I said, I love you. You can do this. It's time. Now, Justin didn't have what you have. He couldn't just get set up instantly like we have today in less time than it takes to set up a bank account. Justin went from barely being able to afford his rent to 30 days later making over $27,000. Does that guarantee you're going to make it? No. I already did my income disclosure, but just to repeat it again and again, you can go to the bottom of the page and click income disclosure and see that for yourself. We report averages because we like to be honest here. Okay? You can't empower people if you're not honest. You got to be honest. And he today, his best month, I believe now, is close to or just above $150,000, right? Blogging, right? Using this little viral blogging system we lovingly call the Blog Beast, right? How do you do that? He did that because he made a decision that he's going to do it now. If you're on a page with a link, click the link below the video and just join. Just pull out your credit card and buy. Just click on a banner, have it open in a new window so you can keep watching. click the button and buy. Make a decision to get in, to buy the Blog Please platform now, to buy our blogging system now, to just get started and just get set up instantly. Make a decision to buy, right? Hold on a second. I'm getting some text messages from folks. Servers, working on it, all good. Man, hey, Casey, we love you. We love you, okay? So Casey's actually just put up another link, and maybe Dave Sharp, I think he's on here, he could send that link out while I'm just sitting here rambling and telling stories about blogging. So that's my story, right? So I went from homeless to struggling really bad getting set up. That was the big difficult part here. This is actually what we're just like solving like this, to getting a crappy website up, right? We didn't have something fast you could just get set up and was good. Then over the next now almost close to 4 years, I have now built a team of close to 200,000 customers. It's not 200,000 yet, but it's like 190,000 or something like that, in over 100 countries. And we have something like 30-something thousand active affiliates, right? And a lot of you have made money with us. So that's what happened. The question is, how did I do it? How did I do it? Okay? That's where that's what I want to talk about actually for the rest of the time. And I was going to originally have a whiteboard. I'm getting set up in this new house I have. I call it the Beast House. I'm going to need to take breaks and drink water from time to time tonight because I don't actually know how long I'm going to talk. But unfortunately, I had to like sprint here outside of the car with a sprained ankle and get completely wet. Luckily, it didn't damage the computer. It's never a good idea when I'm sprinting by myself in Costa Rica because the jewelry on my body costs like twice as much as I ever made in a year. But you know, I was like running down the road with like a computer bag with with a sprained ankle. I sprained my ankle like 3 weeks ago in martial arts. It's still got 3 weeks to heal, and so you can see you can see it's still kind of swollen. That's my sprained ankle. And then over here you've got like the normal one, right? So just once again, that's the normal one, and here's the big sprained one. So I was like running for like half a mile there to get here tonight to share these things with you, and then we bogged the servers down. But I want to talk about how to make money blogging, right? Now, if you're buying the blogging platform right now, there's a really interesting feature that we have called reblogging. And I actually want you to encourage you to just buy it. Go ahead and buy it. It's worth it, and we don't need to even really hard sell because it's only $25. And if you don't have $25, then pull out a credit card and just buy it on a credit card. It's not very much money, right? And you can get started, and you can start businesses online and start promoting different products and things blogging, right? And if you want to promote our stuff, you can do that too. You can be an affiliate. Well, you can go ahead and just buy the platform now and you go and get set up because I'm going to be talking about how to use it. But if you're actually a member of it, I want you to encourage you to go in to your feed area in the members area and reblog this post, because you can put this on your own domain, on your own website in like 2 seconds. And when you reblog this post and you put your thoughts, and somebody clicks the banners, if you're an affiliate and you want to sell our stuff and make money selling our stuff, that's okay too. You can go ahead and click the banners, right? And people can do that, and all sales leads will track to you. And it literally is going to be set up in less time than it takes Grammar to cook a pancake. It's that easy to do, and you can just get in and start blogging right now, right? We actually caught the servers up with this live stream and how many people we got on it. And so we shouldn't run into any issues for the rest of the evening. So how do you do it is the question. Well, let me talk about the elements that you have in building a business blogging, and then let me talk about 2 different ways of doing it. Because we want to give you guys options here. I always believe it's useful for people to increase choice rather than to limit choice. A lot of people, they say there's only one way of doing it. That isn't really true, first of all. And second of all, if we increase people's choices in life, if we increase people's ability to make good decisions, if we increase people's ability and methods to let them feel good about what they're doing in their business, if we increase your choice in your business, if we increase your choice in using our platform, if we increase the amount of options you have and keep them very simple, then what can we do? Then we can reach a lot more people. So I actually learned something. This is getting off on a little bit of a tangent here, but it's a tangent built in a direction that's going to enhance your personal life. if you really decide to listen. When I first got started online, I used to spend a lot of time talking about tactical strategies, right? That's all I did. I had an 8-day boot camp that taught tactical strategies. I had webinars I did every week, and I spent the majority of my time teaching tactical strategies, where I would say, here's how to set up a WordPress plugin, here's how to make a blog post, here's how to do SEO, right, and backlink the posts and stuff like that. I used to spend all my time doing that. The problem was, though, is it didn't really work for a lot of people, and that's the truth. Like, the tactics worked. They were good tactics, right? The problem is that when I talked about that stuff, people would learn my tactics by making a decision to buy, which was good because they'd buy, right? And they'd learn the tactics by making a decision to buy, and then they wouldn't do them because it was too specific and it didn't allow people to learn how to do it on their own, right? And so when I spent all my time in tactics, I didn't really have a massive amount of success in my organization because I was fixating people into doing things in only one way, right? So that's what I was taught to do. So one day I just started questioning everything. And I said, do I really need to teach people this stuff? I wonder what would happen if I taught them in a way where I could teach them the strategy and teach them how to create the tactics on their own, right? I wonder what would happen then. Something really interesting happened. And it's actually a lot like a martial art I used to take called Wing Chun Kung Fu, right? Now, I don't take Wing Chun today. I really like it, but I took it for a long time in a really good school. And Wing Chun's a really fascinating martial art in that it's a principle-based martial art. There's a handful of those out there that are really good. You know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, really principle-based martial art. There's a handful of them, right? They're really, really, really cool, unique, and different martial arts that work really well if you're in a good school. But Wing Chun had a really weird philosophy. It was just odd. It was just different than what everybody told to do. See, everybody on the internet, they spend all their time teaching tactical stuff for people, right? And it's a lot like martial arts, really. And Wing Chun was different. What they did was they had all these Shaolin monks get together in this place called the Wing Chun Hall in the Shaolin Temple. And they had all these like animal martial arts, you know, like people would act like a tiger and bite at your leg, you know, or they would you know, act like a bear and like they'd like swap like a bear and like hit pads for like 14 years like a bear. And these monks got together and they said, not what works the best, they said, why does it work? And from that they reverse engineered 108 principles. And then they took those principles, the 108 of them, and they reconstructed a whole martial art from zero based on not what works, but why, right? So they created a really strange, unique martial art, and that martial art today actually has millions and millions of people still practicing it hundreds of years later. Until recently, it was the largest martial art in the world, right? But it was a really unique one because it was based in principles, right? And what I asked the question back in 2010, actually, a little after I'd started making money, is I said, what if I started teaching people a principle-based art of how to live a more powerful life? So I started looking for not what works, but I started asking the question, okay, that works, but why? Right? And from that, constructed some principles, right? And here's the interesting thing. When I started teaching people not getting away from only strategy, and I started moving into principles, right? Like, why is this happening, and what is the driving cause behind it? People started making a lot more money in my organization. My time freed up, and the reason is because all of a sudden, I was having people who were doing things in a different way than me, and they would stay around in my organization because I was free enough to let you build a business the way that you want, and giving you the tools and the resources, not to be me, but giving you the tools and resources to just get started and start being you and speaking your vision and speaking your life into the world. And that created a massive shift and transformation. So let me talk about some of these principles for a couple of minutes, and some of the concepts that really drive success blogging, and I'm going to bring that back to the blog platform and really how to create a massive result quickly if you want to create a result quickly, and really how to build something that's sustainable, because we've proven now that this can last and grow for a long period of time. And when technology changes, we'll adapt the technology, because it's not about the technology. It's about why is it working the way that it's working, and what are we really here to do. Okay, so let me talk about the first thing that's really important to creating success. I'm going to list maybe 5 or 6 of them here, and then I'm going to give you guys some incentive to take action and really start creating a result in your business fast. But let me talk about a handful of them. Okay, number one, most important thing that you must have in your business if you want to create a big result: blogging. Right? This is not actually related to blogging, but it's the number one most important thing, is you have got to have a clear outcome, which is a vision, which is a picture of where you're going. And if you don't have a clear outcome, you're going to get exactly what you have in your mind, which is nothing. I see people all the time who get started in their business and they don't even know really why they're doing it. So when I speak at events, and when I put together info products, and when I put together trainings, the very first thing that I talk about is, what result are you here to create? When I go to seminar, or when I buy a training course, even if the training course doesn't say this, right? I pull the training course out, I pull the book out, I pull the audio out, because I go through a lot of training, and I look at that training and I say, what is my personal outcome for going through this training? So here's what I want you to do here. I'm getting some messages here. Cool. Cool. You got to push it in public. Okay, cool. Got a bunch of people on the live stream. So here's what is the number one most important thing: getting clear. So here's what I want you guys to do. Okay, we got like thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching this. I actually don't know how many, but a lot of them are commenting and stuff like that, right? What I want you to do is, if you're on a page and you can comment, okay, go ahead and write it in the comments, but I want to know your outcome, okay, and know what it is that you're here to do. And we're going to go ahead and take a minute together, okay, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to set an outcome, okay, for what you are going to use the blogging platform for, and what result you're going to create by using it. In other words, what do you want to create in your life from buying this platform? Because it's not just about pulling out your credit card. It's not just about making a decision to buy, about entering your name and your address and your email and your credit card information into the form and hitting the button that says "Make me a beast" or hitting the link that says "Join now" or whatever it is. It's not just about making a decision to buy. It's about really, why are you buying? Because we want you to be clear. Because if you're clear on why you're making a decision to buy and what it is that you're here to do, then I can actually help you get that, right? So I've got a pen here, right? And I'd play music if I had music, but what I want you to do is pull a notebook out or something like this and just take a minute together with me, and I'll read you my outcome. And I want you to think about this just for a second, okay, and say, why am I here? Why am I making a decision to buy, right? And if you haven't made a decision to buy yet, that's fine. You could say, all right, what result do I want to create blogging, right? What result do I want to create in my business? And then, if we can help you get that, great. And if we can't help you get the result that you want, well, here's the truth. Go elsewhere. I ain't here to hard sell you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to buy and you don't want to get in and you don't want to pull out your credit card and put it into the page, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to force you to make a decision, right? I'm not going to force you to not be lazy. I'm not going to force you to make a lot of money quickly like Justin Ramsey did. I'm not going to force you to just get in, right? You've got to make that decision on your own. So I want to together, right, to set an outcome, because this is the most important principle in building a business. It's setting yourself in a direction, because once you set your mind in a direction, there's all sorts of resources you can tap into to help you accomplish it. And we'll set it together, and we'll take 2 or 3 minutes. So once you guys have them, if you want to share them in the comments, you're welcome to share them in the comments, and then I'm going to talk about some more principles that are going to help you get results. So I'll go ahead and do this as well. All right, I'm done. Right now, I'm going to clarify this a little bit more later on, and we actually talk about in one of our products. If you guys don't have the 15K formula, we talk about how to clarify outcomes even more. Hold on, I'm getting some more messages here. I'm just going to see if there's anything important. Hold on a second. Here's what my outcome is for this. Remember, I run the company, and I actually make money as an affiliate, just like everybody else who's an affiliate in the company. We've had affiliates have months where they've made more than I've made because it's equal. If you go out there and you are an affiliate of Empower Network, if you decide to be an affiliate, there's a fee that we have for the affiliate. This actually pays for a lot of the infrastructure of the company. If you decide to become an affiliate and decide to sell and market our products, we have a comp plan with that. Where we pay out all the product revenue to affiliates somewhere in the comp plan. So all the revenue from the products actually goes into the hands of the affiliates from our core product line here at Empower. And then we have some, products that aren't 100% commissionable. But the majority of our things, actually, all the revenue from those products, is actually paid out in the compensation plan. So my goal, owning the company, this is the way that I see this, and maybe this is a little bit different. I look at my role like this, though. A lot of people say, when they own a company, they're like, I'm the boss, right? They say everybody should listen to me. And for me, I don't really see that. I see it as this. I am your servant, okay? So my outcome is, my mission with the blogging platform is to help you get the result that you want, blogging easier, faster, and with less money and time than you can do anywhere else, right? And that's my outcome. That's my goal, because my goal is to serve you. So that's the first most important thing in building a business. If you don't know why you're creating a blog, and you don't know why you're building a business, and you don't know what result you want to create, if you don't know what kind of car you want to buy, you're just going to end up with anything. If you don't know what kind of friends you want to have, you're just going to run into whoever you build relationships with. If you don't know what kind of people you're going to buy from, you're just going to go out and buy everything, right? You want to be really clear on what you want in your life and in your business. And so go ahead and write some of the things that you guys want in, hold on a second. Here, I've got a whole bunch of different pages this is on. We actually have this on thousands of pages across the internet right now. We overloaded our whole site. Let me go in and actually see if I can read a couple of these, because I'm going to talk about them. Let's see, blog, powernetwork.com. Got to get some more monster going on. 338. Go ahead and, guys, if you're in Empower and you're on this page, go ahead and go ahead and just start writing in the comments of some things that you want to accomplish. Okay, I like that. Annette, she says, my goal with this is to be sitting here at my desk, looking at my computer and seeing that my income has grown to a point where I don't have to get up with an alarm clock, and I can enjoy a cup of tea in the morning while watching my horses graze in the field every single morning. One thing I'd encourage you on, Annette, I'd actually encourage you to go through the 15K formula as well, which is one of the products we have in Empower Network. If you're actually a member, there's if you don't have it, there's going to be a button where it says activate now. You can actually just log in. You can buy the 15K formula. I talk about clarifying your outcomes. That's a good outcome. However, it's not really clear. And here's what's not clear, is what point does your income need to grow to in order to make that happen? Okay? And that's what I don't know, is because it might be a lot more than you're making right now, and it might be a little bit more than you're making right now. It might actually be the same amount that you're making right now, but you need to make it with more freedom so you can kind of get up and have time freedom. So the unclear outcome, or the unclear variables that you have in your outcome that you just set there, is number one, how much money is that actually, right? And number two, how much time do you actually want to have free in order to be able to enjoy yourself? Like, what does that actually look like? Let me give you an example. When I got started in my business in 2009, I had a really outrageous income goal. My income goal was specifically to make $30,000 a month, right? And to do it it was like, I believe 25 hours a week was the goal of the time commitment, right? Well, here's the interesting thing. And then I wanted to move to Costa Rica and live on the beach. I created exactly that outcome, like exactly, right, to the point where I hit it, and then after I hit it, I got stuck for about a year because I'd hit my goal, right? So make sure, guys, just a little bit of a tidbit, and then you can go through the 15K formula. Set an outcome is the first principle, right, to get the result that you want blogging, and then number two, you gotta make that outcome clear and make sure that when you can read that to somebody who doesn't know you, right, they understand what it actually means, because it's very different having a lifestyle from one person to another. For example, for me, the amount of money that I want to make in my business is unrelatable to a majority of the population. The amount of money that I've created in Power, the amount of sales that we've done, is not relatable to the majority of people that are out there. Some people, they can have time freedom, they can have financial independence if they're making $5,000 a month. Some people can't have financial independence if they're not making $50,000 or $100,000 a month. That means different things for different people. So make sure when you're setting outcomes that it's clear. If you're talking about time freedom, well, what does that actually mean? Because do you mean that you don't want to work? That's kind of stupid, right? People die a year after they retire when they say, I don't want to work anymore, because they sit in the house all day, right? The average person in the United States, I think they die like a year after they retire. Because when there is no vision for where you're going, the people perish, right? Isn't that true? When you don't have something that you're aiming at in life and you don't have a purpose that you're fulfilling, you kind of wither up and die inside, right? So you want to make sure that you're aiming for something that's real. Time freedom doesn't really mean anything, because you might have time freedom in the sense that you could take off from your business, but maybe you discover after a while you don't really want to. Like for me at this point, right, I want to make a lot of money. Yeah, of course, right? Do I want to make more? Well, of course, because it's like a challenge now. It's like a game. I don't need to make more, right? But I want to make more, right? And here's the interesting thing, though, is I actually like working. I enjoy working. I enjoy putting energy and effort into my business. I enjoy giving, right? I enjoy the things I can do with money. There's really neat things you can do with money. Let me actually tell you a story about something this last weekend. And normally I wouldn't tell these stories, but this actually was so, this is the best I had felt in my life in a long time. And I wanted to share it because there's just neat things you can do when you make a lot of money that you just can't do if you don't. So I was at my event, and I was having people set goals and outcomes and, set their visions and dreams. Right, and I had people start shouting them out like you're doing in the comments, right? I had people say, this is what I want to accomplish. I had people say, this is what I want to achieve. This is just last weekend. And I heard this lady up at the front say, I want to get eye surgery, right? And I'm one of these guys where I trust my gut, right? I don't know if you trust your gut or not, but for me, every time I trust my gut and I do something, I go out on a limb and I do something from the heart, it works out for the better. You know what I mean? When I trust my gut, when I trust my instincts. I don't know if you trust your instincts and you get results of that too, but for me, I do, because there are messages from your unconscious mind telling you what to do. All right, so I'm in front of this room, and this lady says, I want eye surgery. So I just kind of kept going, but I made a mental note of it. And then I came back after everybody's shouting for a minute what they wanted, what their goals were, the outcomes. And I said, hey, there's a lady up here, right, who said, you want eye surgery? And she had come up earlier because I knew this lady had just gotten out of being homeless, like me, right? She'd come up earlier in the event, and I don't even remember her name, truthfully. Started with an E. But she had just come out of being homeless because I had brought her up on stage earlier in the event and was helping her with something else. And I knew that already, and I knew she was really working hard, right? And I went back and I said, there's a lady up here who said you need eye surgery. And I said, who are you? And she raised her hand. I said, oh, there you are. I said, what's the matter? You can't see? And she says, no, I've never been able to see in my life. I can see a little, but not a lot. And I said, the surgery will fix it? And she says, yeah. And I said, how much is the surgery? And she said, about $9,000. And I said, talk to my assistant because I'm going to pay for your surgery. You know? And there's just neat things money could do. And like the whole audience just burst into tears. Here's a lady who can't see her whole life. There's kids in countries that they can't eat. In Costa Rica, I'm going to go feed something like 1,000 families or something like that in Costa Rica on Christmas this year. And my goal is just to keep making that bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because there's just neat things you can do if you've got a good heart. So what happens is your outcomes originally, they start where it's about you. You need to go out there and you need to meet your needs. You need to fulfill like your obligations to your family. You need to eat, right? But then you meet those, you meet them, and you need to keep setting outcomes and bigger goals and bigger visions, and you need to keep progressing. Because remember, the joy in this stuff is not the joy in blogging, guys. It's not in getting somewhere. It's about the journey. It's about writing that post when you're the homeless man. It's about this kind of stuff. In version 2, it's not about launching a product. It's not about the blog beast. It's about the journey of where we're going. It's about where we're heading, right? And so so you got to make your outcomes bigger and clearer. And here's what happens: is they're about you, right? But then, right? Then you got to make them about other people, right? You have to, because if you just continue to be selfish, no matter how much money you make, it's okay to be selfish. Don't get me wrong. If you just say, I want to go out there and make this much money, well, cool. You know what I'm saying? But then once you meet all your needs and you can buy every car that you want and you can travel on jets and stuff and you can live on the beach and you can do neat things in your life that you always want to do, well, then who are you there to serve? See, I see this as I am your servant, right? You don't work for me. I work for you because I have to be a leader and I have to lead the vision. I have to lead the charge, right? So that's a little bit about outcomes that'll help you guys, right? And there's more to outcomes that we talk about in our products, but that's enough to make a decision on why you want to buy the blogging platform, right? It's enough to make a decision on not just what you're going to buy, but why you're going to buy it and what you're going to get from it when you buy it, right? Does that make sense to you? Right? So just think about some of those things. And let me keep talking here about what's next. You got an outcome, right? And then you need to have a vehicle, okay, to get that outcome. You have to have a vehicle. Let me give you guys an example. If you have if you want to make money, this is a great example because a lot of you are here because you want to get more money. If you want to make money, you need a vehicle to be able to make money, right? Now, most of the vehicles that people have in their life to make money, they're like old Ford Escorts with 200,000 miles on them. They still run, but barely. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's something that the economy taught them 30 or 40 or 50 million years ago, and people are still doing it because Grandpa did it, and it's what they were programmed. And the reality is that our entire school system in North America was formed during the Industrial Revolution, right? The system we have in North America and most of the world for school, right? What do they have? They have bells at lunch, right? They have bells to teach you when to get up and go to the next class. They have bells to teach you when you're supposed to, walk up and get food from the line. Why? Because they were teaching people how to work in assembly lines. Because our school system was created during the Industrial Revolution. That's when it was made. That's what it was made for. And it is still training people with the mindset they need in North America, right, most of the world, to work in the Industrial Revolution. What's the problem with that? The problem is that people make money differently now. People make money with different tools today than they did before. People are making money with what's happening in technology. People are making money with service-based products and things like this. People are making money doing different things than they did 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago. It is a different world and a different economy today. And when you fail to adapt to technology, when you don't adapt to the economy, when you don't adapt your vision to the way the world is changing as technology continues and is still continuing to move, what happens is the amount of money that you can make doesn't increase, right? You have to work harder to make an equivalent amount of money. However, if you're aware that the world does change, right? People have different needs as technology progresses. People communicate differently as we move from phones with no answering machines to phones with answering machines to phones with text messages to now everybody's got the universe in their smartphone, and eventually we'll have an AI device smarter than the whole world in the palm of our hands, right? And then we'll have computers in our bloodstream and stuff like this as we step into the future. There's going to be a lot of neat technology that comes out over the next 100 years. Technology increases with the speed of intelligence and the rate of increase in communication, right? And if you don't adapt to technology, then what happens is that you continuously have to work harder to get the same result. You don't want to work harder to get the same result. What you do is you want to work. You do want to work in your business in your life, but you want to work with an ever-increasing result, and you do that by realizing the different systems and tools are going to be available to you as time progresses in order to help create the results. WordPress used to be a big thing to create blogs because there was nothing better, right? So people used it. Well, now times have changed, and now people are in a space where they're frustrated with sitting there forever and ever to set something up, and they're frustrated trying to have to learn every skill in business, and they're frustrated trying to be this person. They want something where they can just get started, or they just have a business, they just have products to sell. Right? So you need a vehicle vehicle in order to make create results in business. You need one, and what do you want? You want a vehicle that has the technology that's adapted to the marketplace and is on cutting edge of the marketplace, and actually what the marketplace wants to buy. In fact, in other words, you want something that people look at it and they just want to pull out their credit card and buy. You want something where people just pull out their credit card and buy at the spot, where people can be on a page, see a button, click the button, pull out their credit card, and they can just decide to buy. You don't want something that's like, you got to do meetings in people's living rooms and hassle your friends and relatives and convince them to, like, sell them a lotion or a potion that's twice as much as what they're going to get in Fred Meyer's. You want something where people will be on a page and they'll see a banner at the side of the page. They'll click on the banner, put their email in, and then they'll just put their credit card out and they'll be waiting there on the table just for the time when they could just make a decision and get in. You want something where people can make a decision to buy. That's the kind of things you want to sell on the internet. I came up from this environment where in order to make money and in order to get a result in your business, you had to do things in a way that was just brutal. Why? Because nobody wanted to buy that stuff, right? So you want something where people can just pull out their credit card and decide to buy. Does that make sense to you? Right? You need a vehicle with products that are actually serving the marketplace, right, is something that you need, and you need stuff to sell if you want to make money in your business. You need a vehicle, right? Now, for me, Empower Network is my vehicle. Right? And there's a lot of elements to creating a vehicle. Empower Network is my vehicle, and I created it the way that I created it along with Dave Sharp because I wanted to create incomes for our affiliates, and I wanted to create value for our customers in a way that had never been done before. I wanted to create like a marriage of both, right, where somebody could see our products, they could just pull out their credit card and decide to buy. I wanted to see something that our affiliates could look at it and they could say, holy crap, I could make a lot of money doing this if I learn to do it, if I put the energy and work into it, if I move the numbers in this, I can really do well, right? I wanted something that had both of those so people could just make a decision to get in, make a decision to get all in with their heart and their spirit, and get all in financially with the resources that they have to really build a business and have a life at the same time, right? But then here's a key, is you've got to have a system, right, that's there to operate that vehicle, right? You've got to have a system. What do I mean by that? Well, it's one thing having a product to sell. It's one thing having something that's going to get people to decide to buy. It's one thing having something that's so hot, like the Blogbeast, where people are literally just pulling out their credit cards in the thousands and just getting in. There's one thing to have something that's so easy to do that Grandma can do it while she's cooking a pancake. It's one thing to just get your credit card out and make a decision instantly when you see a video because that video is so damn hot. It's one thing to do that, right? It's another thing to have a system that allows you to do that in a way that actually makes sense to you. It allows you to do it in a way to where it makes sense to your life and your business, to where you can do it part-time, to where you can do it when you have a part-time job, to where you can do it when you don't have all the skills and the resources, you don't know how to sell, like the guy who was standing on sidewalk selling Greenpeace, who was homeless and then was selling vacuums and sold his whole life. You want something where you can just do it. You want something where you can just get in, make a decision, and you can do it. You want something where when you pull out your credit card, you buy, you can get started and you can focus your energy and your effort into your business and actually just go out there and you can make it happen, and you don't have to know everything, you just have to be willing to work. That's what you want. You want a real system. Now, most of the time when you're talking about business systems, right, they're sold by like direct sales and network marketing companies. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a hotel and they say, we got this system. And what they mean by system is, let's go wander around in Walmart and recruit our friends and family and sell them soap and vitamins. You know what I mean? What I mean by system, I remember I was in a company and I called my upline. I was like, man, I'm struggling. And he said, okay. He said, you got a pen? And he said, yeah. He says, I have an assignment for you. I said, what's that? He said, make a list of everyone you know and invite them over to your house for a meeting. And I said, dude, I've done that. And this was his response. David, have you talked to everyone? He kind of gave me like the evil eye. And I was like, not everyone. And he said, then write this down. Make a list of everyone you know and invite them to your house for a meeting. And then he said, I've got a second point. I said, what's that? He said, follow the system. That's the system. Do it. Right? So, in other words, I was struggling to get a result. I was struggling to, to meet people and to get them over to my house for a meeting. And the response was, do it more. Right? And that's like what most people have for a system. Like, what's your response when somebody's struggling? Do it more. right? Like doing more of something that's not working is going to create somehow a magical, mystical result if you just do it more. Excuse me, my nose itches like crazy here. I don't know if it's the monster that's doing that to me. You know, but that's like what most people mean by a system. They mean work hard at something that doesn't work very well is what people mostly do. So you want a system that actually can work for you, okay? And systems have different elements. Good business systems, right? Here's what they do. They save you time, energy, and money, right? Time, energy, and money, right? Time, energy, and money. That's what systems do. So in other words, what you want is you want a system for your business to where the things that you don't have to do can be done by other people who are good at them, right? The things that you don't want to learn, they can be done by people who are good at those things that aren't you, right? For example, do you really want to manage customer service? No, right? It's awful, right? Trust me, I have like 100 employees, right? And luckily, I have a team of people that manages customer service, right? You want a team in place that you can just get in and start selling, and people are managing customer service. You want customers to be taken care of instantly. You want customers to be able to pick up the phone and call if there's a problem, right? And that takes business systems in place. So if you're talking about a business system, it's one of the most important things is customer service, right? You need good merchant systems in place to process credit cards when people pull out their credit card and decide to buy. Why? Because when people decide to buy, right, and you have credit card processing issues, or you've got to, you know, what happens is if you actually build a successful business, is credit card processing turns into one of the most, like, it turns into one of the Achilles heels of businesses, right? We actually had a situation early in our existence where we were doing so much sales and so much volume that our credit card processors shut us down because they couldn't figure out how we were doing so much sales, right? Well, we were doing sales because we had good business systems, but we didn't have good credit card processing systems. Well, it shut us down, and for a normal person, a normal company, that would have wiped them out. But luckily, we had made enough money. We weren't like relying on angel investors. We built out this whole blogging platform from profits, right? So this is a debt-free system, right? And luckily, we had just got out there, and we just made a bunch of money. We just gotten started and made a bunch of money. We had gotten, we'd made enough money to where we could last a few months while we found a new solution, right? And now we have excellent credit card processing systems. We built our own custom technology from scratch for that. So there's a lot of elements that are in place of a system. Customer service, who's going to manage operations behind the products? Who's going to actually develop the products and orchestrate them? Who's going to develop the technology for things like the blogging platform? You know, I'm great at coming out with ideas, and I talk fast and I think fast, right? The reality is, though, when this cost us $3 million, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. Like, I saw $3 million, I was like, holy crap, and why did I do it? You know, the truth is I could have just continued to sell the previous technology we were using. However, the difference between this and that is this is our own proprietary technology, and we're actually making changes and waves in the marketplace by having our own product that is actually the best blogging product in the market. So when you buy the blogging product, you can be confident that we're going to take care of it. You are our customers. And if you're an affiliate, you can be confident knowing that we're here, we have infrastructure to you. But who's going to come up with and create these products? Do you really want to be doing that? The truth is you want to just make money, right? So you got to have like product development teams. You've got to have artistic teams. All these people are in place. These are all part of business systems. What a real business system does is it makes it so you can just get in, make a decision, pull out your credit card, and start making money in your business. And you don't have to know all the elements of the business system because the system is there to work its magic to save you time, energy, and money. Does that make sense to you? So you need a vehicle, and then you need a business system in order to create the results that you want quickly, right? Quickly. Now, part of a business system is one of the next principles. Part of the business systems is sales processes and funnels. In order to get out there and to really get a result in your business, you got to sell stuff, right? You can't just buy stuff, right? Because you gotta get people to buy. You got to get people to pull out their credit card and buy your products, right? You know, the biggest companies in the world are big and successful and make money because they get people to buy. They get people to make a decision on the spot to pull out their credit card and buy their products and services, right? You want to be able to do that. Well, there's a problem with that. What's the problem? The reality is, the truth of the matter is, most people can't sell for a long time. It's a learned skill, right? It's like art or martial arts. You know, I've been taking martial arts my whole life, and in every city, there's 4 zillion people that could kick my trash. Why? Because it's an art. Right, selling is an art, and it takes a lot of time, energy, and money to just learn how to do right, and a lot of failure to learn how to do right. So if your business is reliant on you selling and you don't know how to sell yet, it's okay to learn to sell, but do you want to really like learn a skill that took me 10 years to really get good at and I'm still mastering? And truth is, I'm better than almost everyone, but I'm still mastering the art of selling. Do you really want to take that long to learn to sell, or do you want to just get in, get started, and start making money immediately, right? Sales funnels are important. Selling stuff is important. Marketing technology is important. Those are all parts and elements of a system that needs to be there in place, so when you pull out your credit card, you just decided to buy on the spot, this thing's just cranking for you, and you can go out there and you can focus on one thing, which is making sales, right? But you're not doing the selling, the system is doing the selling for you. And actual sales systems, they do that to where you can just focus on your business, you can just focus on getting the result, and the system is there and it's doing the work for you, right? The system's there, it's doing the work for you. Part of that work is getting the customers, part of that work is keeping them around, part of that work is selling the products, part of that work is product development, in managing the customer infrastructure, in making sure that the merchant systems are working well, the commission systems are working well, and all these things that you need to create results and elements of your business. So when I got started, I didn't understand business systems. I understood selling, I understood hard work. And so I went out there, I grunted it out, and I made it happen because I'm good at getting people to buy. I'm good at getting people to make a decision to buy right on the spot, right? Why? Because that's what I've been studying for years. I've been doing it my whole life, and I've always given things of value, and so I have people who continue to buy from me. People just get in, and they literally buy everything here. It's amazing. The stories I could tell you guys of people who just got in and just decided to buy everything on the spot, I could just go on and ramble on about it for like ages and ages and ages and ages and ages, right? Well, those are elements and those are principles behind building business. Setting your outcome, getting a vehicle, having a good business system in place, right? And then, right, here's a biggie, is strategy, right? There's elements to that because you can't just start slamming all of your money into marketing and pull out your credit card and buy everything and then just go out there and start wailing your credit card out there into the universe, right? Because there's a principle in business called profit and loss, right? If you spend more than you're making, then you're losing money, not making it. And a lot of people, even people, and we warn people here. Sometimes people still do it though, where they just go out there and they wildly spend money hoping that they're going to make sales, right? Well, you need to have process and training that are in place in order to help you get result in your business, whatever your business is. If you're marketing Power Network, cool. And if you're marketing other products and services, that's awesome too. We're going to help you do that too. But you need like a strategy, right? How are you actually going to go out there and make these sales? How are you going to do it with the time commitment you have? How are you going to do it with the resources you have financially? How are you going to manage those resources to make sure you're making more money than you're spending, right? How are you going to do that, right? Well, so for me, for example, I got started homeless, right? That means without a home, right? So when I got started in my business, I did not have the luxury of, just freaking spending $1 zillion on marketing. I could not do it, right? I just had to get in and make a decision to buy all the products, and that was all the money I could muster to borrow. And then after I bought all the products and I was all in and everything like this, then what happened is I had to go out there and make money. Well, I had read a book about another homeless guy making $3 grand a month. So I went out there and I bought all the products I needed to get the result I wanted in my business. I spent way more money than you're investing in the blogging platform, which is $25 a month to just get started and be in business, right? And I just decided, right, that I am going to make this happen no matter what, and I am going to use my energy, because I don't have anything else, to make this happen now, right? So I bought the products, and then I decided to make it happen. Spent way more than you need to invest now to get the result in your business, because we didn't have the blog beast. We didn't have Ian version 2, right? But I made the decision that I'm going to do it no matter what it takes. That's it, period, right? I'm going to do it no matter what it takes. That's it, period. I'm making a decision to get all in with my heart, soul, with my energy in this, right? But I had a strategy. This is what I'm going to do. And I made a decision very early on in my business that I was going to take part of my income that I earned and reinvest it back into my business. Even that was going to be, I'm going to take this money and lose it trying stuff, right? But I'm only going to take this amount. I'm not no wild. I'm going to take this percent. I'm going to take this. I'm going to invest it back and just try stuff and see if it works, right? Well, because of that, I was able to start hiring people. Because of that, I was able to start outsourcing some of my article writing. Because of that, I was able to start doing paid ads, even though I don't know how to do it, because I could pay people to do it. Because of that, we were able to hire good employees at Empower Network, and now have expanded to an infrastructure. We have over 100 employees in the company, and then we have employees outside who are just managing our affiliate stuff, and I've got personal assistants and security guards and an article writer that lives in my house that writes a lot of my content. And then I've got people doing everything around me, and I continue to reinvest into people in my business, and I invest a percentage of my income to do that, to improve process and improve my lifestyle, so I can focus on my real vision. Because my real vision, I know this isn't wig summing out, it's just you, man, or woman, or whoever you are. It's you. I would love nothing more than to give you a hug and to just see into your heart, look in your eyes and your spirit, and know that because I live and because I'm sitting here on this live stream now and you're making a decision to do it, because I'm here with my heart and my spirit and being authentic and real, you're out there living your dream, because your dreams matter to me. You matter to me just as much as anybody else in this company, as much as my business partner, as much as the COO who runs our company, as much as the newest customer who just decided to buy. You matter to me, and I would love nothing more than to help you live your dream. That's my mission in life. It's transformation, it's empowerment, it's lifting people up around me, and this is my vehicle to do it. I'm taking an army with me. We're going to move this into multiple languages. We're going to move this into multiple countries. We already have customers all over the world, but we're really expanding infrastructure. All of our customer support speaks Spanish and English right now, and that's because in January, enero, sí, yo tengo negocio en español, sí, en todos los países en español y Estados Unidos también, sí, porque español es importante en 2020, it's más grande de inglés, sí. So I'm studying Spanish right now, and I've got private professors 3 hours a day talking to me in Spanish, because the Spanish-speaking community are just massively good at what we do, and they need this, right? And I want to do things in Costa Rica and Central America and Mexico, and do events in other countries, in Russia, in Portuguese, and all these countries around the world, and I'm willing to do it because I've got this big dream and this big vision. And you know who it starts with? As fancy schmancy as this might sound, you might say, David, just stop. But you know who it starts with? You getting off your ass and making a decision to align with us. Because here's what I learned. And you say, Dave, did you just say ass? I absolutely said ass 3 times in a sentence now. Here's what I learned, guys. I learned that everything starts with a decision that you're going to do it no matter what. Look, we got the best technology. We spent $3 million in like a year planning it and devising it with some of the most genius people that we know. We got the best technology, right? We got the best business systems in place that exist on the internet. We got great merchant systems and all this stuff to help sell the products. We're legit. We're legal. We run everything by lawyers and attorneys, right? You know who we don't have, though? If you ain't made a decision, you ain't all in, you ain't out here with your heart and your spirit, we don't got you. And your vision matters. What you want to bring to the world matters. And I don't know how this works. I don't know if God puts it there because, I don't know what's true and what's not true. Apparently some other people do, but not me, right? I ain't a prophet and I ain't perfect and all that stuff, right? But here's what I know. I know somehow, some way, there's a vision in your heart of something that you want to do that's greater than just existing in life. You know what I mean? There's something you're here to do. There's like this mission. And it's put into your soul, man. It's like seared there with like a soul iron to where you need to get out there with this and change the world, right? You matter to the world for some reason, and you matter as much as I matter to the world, right? Nicole Cooper, she hit me up on Facebook, I think earlier today, and she says, Dave, she says, and she's Christian, she says, I know you ain't Christian, she says, but she says, one of these days I'm praying for you, she said, and she said, but you are blessed with a supernatural vision. And one thing that I've always had is I've had a dream that's so big it can fit a lot of people in it, right? I got a dream so big it can fit all the bloggers on the internet on it. I got a dream so big that it can fit all the network marketers in the world in it. I got a dream so big it can fit you, right? And it starts with you making a decision. You're going to do it. Whether that just means buying the platform now and buying our products and just continuing to market your business, cool. And if that means buying our products now and making a decision that you're going to align with us, here's what I learned. I learned, for some crazy reason, that it is more powerful to be unified in life than it is to be right about everything all the time, right? You can be right. You can try to be right about everything all the time. Here's the truth, though, is you ain't right about everything all the time. There's always people that are better looking. There's always people that move faster if you do martial arts, right? There's always people that can run faster and jump higher than you. There's always somebody more intelligent out there, you know what I mean, who comes up with cooler stuff. You could try to be right about everything, and you know what? And you try to be the best at everything. And guys, you know what? Like, we're human, But here's what I learned. I learned that unity matters. Because I'll tell you what, an army unified, right? An army unified can do great things. And I got a dream that includes you. And why not unify with it at one level or another, right? And decide to do it small, and then maybe decide to get bigger later. Decide to do whatever it takes to live your dream, because my dream fits you. That's really what the blog piece is really all about. You know, I know we had like cars and like we pushed models into a swimming pool, and then we had two versions of me. One was good and one was evil, and they were fighting with each other and arguing about it and stuff like that, which I thought was the most hilarious thing ever. And I know we were doing all that stuff. You know what this is really about, though? Your dream, right? You. And you are an amazing, amazing, amazing creation. The inside, the connections between the nerve cells in your brain, there's more of them than there are stars in the universe. It's true, right? There's more connections in between your brain cells than there are stars in the heavens. And one day I was in England, and I was staring at this picture that looked like a bunch of stars. I said, wow, that's a lot of stars. And then the person said, Dave, look closer. I leaned in, and there was little clusters. And I said, what is this? And I said, that's 10,000 galaxies, right? And I said, is that a real photo? And they said, yeah, this is actually taken from the Hubble Space Telescope. I don't know if you guys can see that photo. And it's taken from a point in the sky the size of the head of a pen, so I'll use a pen. Right, but the size of a point of a pen, or a pin in the sky, this one photograph, and it had 10,000 galaxies, each with billions of stars, and every point in the sky looks exactly the same. And your brain has got more connections between the nervous cells in your brain than stars in the heavens. That's how amazing you are. You are amazing. And you can do great things and amazing things in life. But you got to make a decision to do it. You got to make a decision to fight for it, no matter what it takes. You're going to run into struggles. Hey, you might run into family struggles, right? You might run into relationship issues. You might have some financial struggles that you're going to run into along the way. You will run into struggles, because the bigger your dream, the harder life will try to punch you in the face, right? It's just what happens. However, when life punches you in the face, you got to be like Rocky, right? Because some of you are sitting there and you're like staring at it, but life is punching in the face right now, you know what I mean? And this button is like, it's like pulsating, you know what I'm saying? Your credit card is actually, it's levitating, it's like it's lifting up in your pocket. It's like your credit card has gotten these like anti-gravity, straps in it somehow, and it's like lifting your pocket up, and it's like, it's like pulling up, and your leg is levitating because your credit card is like lifting your leg up in the air, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to buy so bad, you don't know if you should just make a decision. And sometimes life punches you in the face. It's just the way that it is, right? I've been punched in the face lots by life. And here's the beauty. When you're like Rocky, right? Life is there and it punches you in the face, and your face is like bloody and it's swollen. You know what the most inspirational thing is in the world? It's when the music starts playing. Dun 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 dun, and you stand back up and you hit the button and you make the decision anyway, regardless of what you've done in the past. Because one thing I've learned is the past doesn't equal the future. They are not the same, right? They are not the same. 2009, I'm on a page, see this button, it's throbbing, my credit card is like levitating my pocket out. My credit card was actually barking at me, right? It was like a dog. It was like, make a decision, right? It was barking. It was speaking to me from my pocket. And, I was sitting there and I'm sweating, my forehead was sweating, and I was like, and then I just said, screw it, I'm in. And I just put that thing on the front of the computer there, and I was like typing, listen to this guy on a webinar, put my credit card into information in this page. I just hit that button. I said, I'm going to be rich. And I am. I didn't even really know what I was buying. You might not either, and welcome aboard. You might not either, and welcome aboard. And that was the start of a decision that changed the course of my destiny. And there's been a series of them since. And here's what's interesting. I want to tell you guys something that I think is really interesting. Is there is some kind of a magic in my life, and I don't know if it's in everyone's, but I'll tell you it's in mine. And it wasn't always quite like this, but it always has been. I am in the right place at the right time, even when I think I'm not. Even when I'm having life punch me in the face, and I'm running through struggles, I look back at a year and I say, wow, had I not been through that, I couldn't have been here. I might have been here, but I couldn't have been here. It's beautiful. Because just the right obstacles for you hit you in the face. Just the perfect ones. That's it. Just the ones that are meant for you, for your learnings, for your stories, for your victories. Because it's not the fact that Rocky's getting hit in the face that's the beautiful part of the story. You know what is the beautiful part of the story? The story of him getting back up and fighting. That's beauty, right? Empower Network is a story of vision, struggle, and victory, and is just the start for you. It's just a start for you. Make a decision to buy. Pull out your credit card and decide to buy. Get involved with the launch. Get involved in what we're doing. Get involved in the community. Get involved with our affiliate program. Get involved, if you choose, with all of our products and buy everything. Just get in and decide to buy. You know, we're doing this special. You guys just got to buy this. You just got to get in and buy this. And this is an extra thing we're doing. A training that we have. To where we are going to go through a 4-week process where we're going to do streams and webinars and things like this, we're going to teach you guys things we've learned over the last 2 years. Because when we got started in Empower Network, we got started with a certain amount of knowledge, right? And it was a lot. I mean, we had done some big things. I had made hundreds of thousands of dollars. Dave Sharp had made a lot of money. There's 2 of us with single vision, and we got started knowing this much. Well, what we did was we learned a bunch over the last 2 years, right? We learned about business systems, about marketing systems. We learned about marketing systems. We learned about influencing people. We learned how to keep people around better than we've ever learned to do before. We learned about cultures and things like this, how to build culture and do events and things like this with people, and how to really expand and grow your influence to a new level, no matter what business you're in. We've learned just a lot, right? So we have a product that we have that you can buy, and it's going to be a limited time. And let me actually tell you what's in this, because I want you guys to understand. We're going to do a 4-webinar series to teach you how to make money now in your business, no matter what it is, using our blogging platform. And that's going to start, I believe, in a week or something like that. We're going to do it over 4 weeks, right? And it's a bonus training. We're going to get on live streams and webinars, and we're actually going to show you what we've learned that has done $70 million in sales. And here's what I want you to think about for a second. We are the only company remotely close to this size in anywhere around this niche. We just are. And we're bigger than everyone, growing faster than everyone, and we do things differently, and it creates different results. But no matter what business you're in, wouldn't you like to know how to create an organization that does $70 million in 2 years, and know what we know? Well, that's what we're going to teach you to do using our blogging platform when you decide to buy this upsell. Now the other thing that's in here was actually, and I want you to think about this for a second, we have two bonus products in here. The bonus series we're going to do, and then we actually have 3 months of our video hosting product, which just basically gives you unlimited video hosting for your blog, that we're including into a price. And I'll tell you what the price is here for a second. This is an upsell to the 25. So is there more to buy? Of course, guys. Hey, look, I can sit here and I can say, we're only going to sell you this cheap little thing. Look, the blogging platform is our core product. It's on the front end. It's what created the whole thing in my business. Of course, we've got more stuff to buy. For heaven's sakes, we like to sell stuff that gives people a lot of value. And there's only you don't have everything in the universe for $25. So if you can afford the 25 and that's it, well then get in for the 25. And we got lots of stuff to buy. That's a beautiful thing. So, anyways, when you get in, you're going to see this video where you have an opportunity to buy this, and it is a limited time. We got those 4 series we're going to do. We're going to walk you through these live trainings on really how to use our platform to get the results you want. And then we've got these 2 products in here, Storytelling Secrets and Hypnotic Languaging, that we did. It was a private training for Dave Sharp's and I's personal team. In order to even attend the training, you had to buy. It was over $5,000 to even get in the room. And if you weren't in our personal team, you had to be earning $30,000 a month to even get in the room, right? And there's 2 of them, Hypnotic Languaging and Storytelling Secrets, right? And they're included in that upsell series. So we've got Hypnotic Language, Storytelling Secrets, and then we've got a 4-week series on how we've created $70 million in sales. Now think about this from a business perspective, guys. If you had a training to teach you, this is how we've done this, right? And we were gonna give that to you. how much would it really be worth to you to know how to use our platform to get the results that you want in your business, to just go out there and get the results you want? Well, worth a lot. It's worth $5,000 for people in the room, and that is available during this launch only for $297, right? It is a huge amount of value, and the launch is ending soon, so buy that now. You want to be one of the first ones to get your hands on Hypnotic Languages and Storytelling Secrets. My computer's running out of batteries here. Oh yeah, no, I got 27 minutes left. I could pull out a plug too and plug it in, which is a normal for a person thing to do, but I'm enjoying this. So where does this leave you, aside from on the edge of your seats? Realizing that you're here for a reason. You being here means something special about you. Okay, you being here means something special about you. You being here means something special about your destiny, about your mission, about your vision, because you tend to be attracted to people who you can align with in life when you've got a dream. It's really interesting thing about dreams and visions is, all these resources inside these connections between the brain cells that stack up to more than the stars in the universe. I mean, it's just a lot of things going on in your mind that you're not even aware of. Like as you're listening to this presentation, as you're watching it, you're not aware of all sorts of things that are going on, like maybe the feeling at the bottom of your feet, or the way that your neck feels, or maybe you're not aware of your breathing until I just mentioned it. Because wherever your attention goes, it excludes everything else. It's like a search engine, right? When you go to Google and you look up apple pie, right? It brings up every search result related to apple pie, and it excludes everything that doesn't relate to apple pie. Your brain works the same way, and there's a lot going on, behind you that you're not even aware of. You got to dream. What it does is it focuses all of your resources together, right? Right, all of them together. It's like all things work together for your good when you've got a dream. And you keep focusing on that dream, and you stand back up when you get knocked back down. And it's a beautiful thing. So we're going to show you how to live your dreams, how to accomplish your dreams with some tools that are a part of process, right? They're a part of strategy, right? So you've got outcome, which hopefully you guys have an outcome, right, on why you're going to buy the blogging platform, what you're here to accomplish. And then you've got vehicle, right? You've got system, right? We talked about vehicle and system. And then you've got strategy, right? So our goal is to help you map out a strategy, but to get to the strategy, you've got to make sure your outcome is clear, right? Now, last thing I want to mention, and then I'm just gonna, we'll just end this for tonight. I'm gonna do a series of things like this over the next handful of days. Last thing I want to mention to you is what's possible for you. What's possible for you? When I made a decision to get all in, right? And actually, if you're an Empower, if you're watching this in the live feed area, I would just encourage you to buy all the products, right? We have over the, because all of them are there for something. And I'll do another thing later explaining why, but I would encourage you actually just to buy everything. Do you have to? No. We have no requirement to buy anything in Empower Network to earn a commission as an affiliate or anything like that. There's other ways of doing it. I encourage you to buy the products now because you want to get results in your life. And our products teach you how to do that in different ways and in different subjects and in different things, specifically relating to making money on the internet, building business on the internet, and the principles and the systems that allow you to do that in a new way. I encourage you to just buy everything, right? To buy everything back there. Hit every button and buy everything. And realizing that making a decision to buy it's not just about buying a product, it's about making a commitment to your future and your business. Because when you've got a vision, you decide that you are going to live this vision no matter what it takes. Wow. What can you do? What can you do? I'm going to suggest what I used to call the impossible, but now I know is the possible. And here's what you can do. You can do anything. Anything. You have all the resources in the world available to you. You've got systems, you've got processes, you've got this. Where's Empower Network going? It's not going to the stars, because we're not here to build spaceships, but when the Earth travels, people in the Earth travel to the stars, and we're connected through the galaxy with internet technology, we'll be there. Right? We're here to serve you and to lift you up and to help make you better in every area of life. And it starts when you're staring at that button, deciding to buy and make a commitment to your business. Make a commitment to your business. Make a commitment to your business right now. Make a decision to get in right now. Make a decision that you're going to do this no matter what. Make a decision that you're going to decide to buy. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to do is it's Wednesday tonight, and tomorrow night I'm going to do another. I'm going to do another live broadcast, right? So you have this live broadcast to market and promote also, but this live broadcast, this next one, is going to be for customers only, right? In the members area, we'll do a customers only live broadcast that you'll only be able to see if you're in for at least a 25, right? And I'm going to encourage you to pull out your credit card right now and make a decision to buy the blogging platform, right? And that webinar, where I'm going to lay out a little bit more of the structure of how to make more money, right? Of how to make more money in your business now to get the results that you want. And the question is did you get value from this tonight, right? Some of you are like, dude, this is some of the most badass shit I've ever seen in my life, right? And some of you are like, you're looking at it and your credit card has kind of levitated out and it's just kind of like floated over and arms grew out of it and it started entering itself into the computer. You were just like, hilarious story. So we have this guy in Empower and his name is Greg, and Greg Vegas. And I asked him the story of why he decided to buy, right, originally. Because originally everybody comes in, they buy our products. Not everybody decides to market our products too, because we have two things. We have the product, which is the blog, and then we've got, you can actually get in and you can decide to become an affiliate. There's an upgrade fee for that. It's like $20 a month. You can be an affiliate of all of our stuff, right? Service fee essentially to the company to be able to market all of our products. And they're different things, right? So he just got in and decided to buy the product. He decided to pull out his credit card. He actually decided to buy on the spot. And this is what happened. He was on a conference call for a traditional network marketing company where he was earning like $3,000 a month and he was spending $3,000 a month, I think is what he said. Or he was earning 10 and he was spending 10. Whatever it was, he was at zero. And he was doing all these home meetings and on this training call and on the phone. And his friend was like, get on this call, dude. You got to hear this stuff. And he was like, fine, dude, I'll get on. But that's it, right? And so he pulls up the call, and I'm on the call and ranting and raving back and forth in my house about blogging and how sweet it is. Because blogging changed my life, folks. Changed my life, right? Now I'm sitting there and I'm like ranting back and forth about blogging, how awesome it is, and how I've done it and stuff like that. And I say, pull out your credit card right now. Go to the link in your email and decide to buy on the spot. Just pull out your credit card and buy on the spot. And his hand just started putting this other call down that was actually talking about like skincare or something like this. And he goes like this, and I said, just pull out your credit card and decide to buy. Reach your hand into your pocket, pull your wallet out, get your credit card out of your wallet, put it on the computer, and then with your free hand, start entering your credit card into the computer. There's a link in your email, or there's a link below this page, or there's a link in the banner that you're looking at, wherever you're watching the live stream, and you can go ahead and put your credit card on the computer as you're filling out your name, as you're choosing a username, as you're deciding to buy the blogging platform right now on the spot and making a fast decision, because leaders make quick decisions and they follow them through with commitment. Go ahead and pull out your credit card and buy it on the spot. And Greg went like this. He pulled his wallet out. He set it on the computer as I was telling him, pull out your credit card and buy it. And he started entering his credit card information into the screen. And in less time than Grandma takes to make a pancake, he had his blog up and running as he's put his credit card in, as he hit the enter key, as he hit the submit button and went to the next page. And then he saw me talking on that next page. He says, you know what? I'm in. You know what I mean? And you know what happened now? I mean, I actually don't even know how much that guy's made. And obviously, income disclosures too, guys. I mean, we tell those everywhere where we do report averages. There's an income disclosure link at the bottom of every one of our page. But hold on a second. This guy, this is actually just like half a year ago or something like this. But this dude, he's made like a decent amount of money with us, And I just actually learned the story of the last event. I thought it was like the most hilarious thing that I'd ever seen in my life. But his best month, I know it's over like $30,000 or $40,000. It was all because he was on, one of my calls, and I said, pull out your credit card and decide to buy on the spot. Just make a decision to buy. It's enough with the world has enough of people who just sit around and they flake out on decisions and they flake out in life. The world needs people to just make a decision. Just pull out your credit card and make a decision. Are you going to do it or not? Are you going to buy the blogging platform or not? Are you going to make a decision to go out there and get the results that you want in your business blogging or not? Are you going to decide to buy on the spot, or are you not going to do it? What are you going to do? Pull out your credit card and decide to buy. And I was telling him that, and he just decided to get in. Today he's one of our top guys. He's earned over $160,000 in Empower. Again, income disclosures all over the place. That's just one guy. Now, obviously, not everybody makes money, and we actually have live updated averages on every page in the site. You know what I mean? On every page in the site. Here's an interesting story. We got Tracy Walker. She decided to get in on the spot. Right at lunchtime, and it was because I called her. I hit her up because she's been a friend for years, and she was always one of these ones that had just amazing skills, but wasn't making the money she deserved because she didn't have the vehicle and didn't have the system to be able to get the results she wanted quickly. So, Tracy's our highest earning female in Empower, right? Where she's earned right over $840,000, and I'm hoping she's going to hit at least $1 million by January because she just got pregnant. And I know in the first trimester, girls, you can be a little crazy and hormonal and stuff like this, and sick too. So I don't know if she's going to be okay or sick, but I would just love it during her first trimester to hit over $1 million in commissions, and then we could call Tracy the $1 Million Mama because she just decided to get in and buy on the spot. And here's what happened. We were on the phone, and I called Tracy, and I was like, Tracy, you got to get in this and start using our products to start getting the results you want in your business, right? And originally, it wasn't just about making money by selling the products. Originally, it was just about buying the products on the spot. So what happened was I got on the phone, and she says, "What is this, Dave?" And I said, "Doesn't matter. Just pull out your credit card and buy." And she says, "All right, Dave, no biggie." And she pulled out her credit card and just decided to buy on the spot. And then she obviously learned what it was, but she was my friend, you know what I'm saying? So she liked me. She liked me, and she just decided to buy on the spot. And I mean, she even know all the stuff about blogging I just explained here. She'd been blogging for a while, but not making the money that I was making doing it. And now here she is, pregnant, making multiple six figures, just under, a little over $150,000 away from being our first female $1 million earner, and we're soon to be calling. I'll even make shirts, call them the $1 Million Mama shirts, because I just think that'd be bad to the bone, and that'd just be awesome. You know what I mean? I could just go story after story after story of people that are getting the results that you want. Justin V. just over a year and a half ago, almost drowned in a waterfall, unable to pay his rent, and now in Empower he's earned $873,000. Does that mean you're going to do it? No. Right now he's an affiliate. He's not just using the products to market his other business. We have a lot of people doing that too, and you can market whatever you want here at Empower because our platform is versatile. We like business. We're friendly to it. And so you guys can do what you want. This is your product. It's here to help you get the results that you want in your business. It's here to serve you and to lift you up. So just pull out your credit card and decide to buy on the spot. Justin, how he decided to buy? Well, he actually got an email from his friend Paul, and Paul sent an email out. In the email, he said, just pull out your credit card, click this link, and make a decision to buy this blogging platform now. Just make a decision to buy. And it's only $25. And he pulled his credit card, and he was like, 25? Could barely afford his rent, but decided to do it anyway. He decided to buy on the spot and made a decision to do it. And now he's one of our top guys. And so there's a lot of neat things you can do. So tomorrow night, we're going to do another one, probably in my house for that one, and I'm going to lay out a little bit more about business systems and process to help you get results. You can only get it if you buy now.